Do you know what an HOA is? Most people do, but if you haven't been in and around real estate or thought about owning real estate, maybe you don't know that HOA stands for Homeowners Association. And I just got off the phone with a guy who's wanting to buy a house, and on his list of requirements for this property, near the top was no HOA. Doesn't want it. Why would someone take that position? Well, I guess first of all, what is a HOA? It is an organization that can be very small or very large that governs the rules, the regulations, the covenants, the restrictions of a particular neighborhood. So on the small side, it could be 2 to 4 people on a gravel road who have a road maintenance agreement and agree to share the expense of that. They're going to go in 50-50 to maintain it. They might have a few rules like, every other year we'll chip in $100 and, so-and-so will monitor that account and distribute the funds when gravel is brought in and the road made smooth. It can be very simple, or it can be very complex, so large with hundreds of houses, and the association the neighborhood hires a professional organization to run the association. And when I hear complaints like this gentleman expressed to me a little while ago about not wanting a HOA, it's usually from people who don't want people telling them what to do. And they don't want an extra expense to live somewhere. They want to paint their house whatever color they want to. They want to be able to put a flag up out in front of their house if they want to, and have some chickens in a coop in the backyard. And they don't want anybody, regulating anything in regards to their living environment. The people who like HOAs, and there's pros and cons with both, but a pro for an HOA is that if you have especially small lots, it can regulate what can and can't be done right next door to you. Things that could disturb your peace, things that could perhaps hinder the value or bring down the value of your house, make it harder for you to sell if people have junk piled up in the front yard and the backyard and the house is all run down. So again, there's pros and cons, pluses and minuses on both sides. When I hear complaints about HOAs, it's somebody's a president, somebody's a vice president, and somebody on the board, they are just overzealous in their ability to charge fines and to write letters and give demands regarding the trash can not being taken back to the backyard within 3 hours of the time the trash was picked up. People can go overboard with everything, and HOAs are no exception. So that could be a negative if you don't like to have your neighborhood policed in that way and your property and you watched that way. But it can help as far as keeping the values up, keeping a consistency in a neighborhood. It might rub you wrong if you want to do what you want to do and enjoy your freedom to the max. So what side do you fall on? Do you think it's a good idea, bad idea for an HOA? Of the HOAs, just keep in mind that there are varying levels of strictness, of cost. Some HOAs are as simple as that first one I described. There's others that are kind of laid back, and there's some that are maximum security and really tight in the way they run that HOA ship. So a little insights on HOAs today.